What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Alanis Morissette, and we're returning to the 1998 album Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie, an album title I'm still highly amused by. Thank you to Adam, who's made a few Alanis albums available, so this should not be the last chapter of the Alanis journey, as well as to Yvonne, who kicked off the Alanis journey with Jagged Little Pill, as well as Phil, who commented on a number of the reactions, and others who've chimed in along the way. But yes, the second tune on Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie is Baba or Baba. So this is a word that means a lot of different things in different languages. As someone who watches a lot of J-drama and anime, I could tell you Baba in Japanese, well, one of its meanings is grandmother or old woman. I suppose it could just be like a proper name. But yes, I don't quite know what to make of it. I assume it's not in Japanese. I'm assuming this is a reference in English, but in that regard, I don't quite know what to make of it. So yes, I do wonder if there will be direct insight, or if the title will be as cryptic as it seems, or rather if the song will be as cryptic as the title is. In any case, let's hear it. This is Alanis Morissette. The track is Baba, or maybe Baba, depending on how you emphasize the pronunciation. And it's from her 1998 album, Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie.
I've seen them kneel with bated breath for their ritual. I've watched this experience raise them to pseudo higher levels. I've watched them leave their families in pursuit of your nirvana. I've seen them coming to line up from Switzerland and America. How long will it stay forever? How long have we been sleeping? They'll see me hanging on to every word you say. How soon will I be holding? How much will this cost me? How much longer till you completely absolve me? I've seen them give their drugs up in place of makeshift altars. I've heard them chanting Cali, Cali frantically. I've heard them loudly repeat your teachings with elitism. I've seen them boasting robes and forex and gumwood beads. How long will this take forever? How long have we been sleeping? They'll see me hanging on to every word you say. How soon will I be holding? How much will this cost you? How much longer till you completely absolve me? I've seen them overlooking God in their adolescence. I've seen their upward glances in hopes of instant salvation. I've seen their righteousness mixed without loving compassion. I've watched you smile as the students bow to kiss your feet. How long will this take forever? How long have we been sleeping? They'll see me hanging on to every word you say. How soon will I be holding? How much will this cost you? How much longer till you completely absolve me? Give me strength
tune, and one that seemed to do the same thing sonically that it did lyrically, by which I mean it felt like a divine appeal and reverential, even as it was seemingly also scathing and critical. And the sonics had a bit of this ethereal, prayer-like quality while also being very edgy and intense and wicked at the same time. So lyrically, again, it sounds like it's making an appeal and, everlasting Baba, and how long have we been sleeping? How much longer until you absolve me? Forgive me of my sins or purify me. And yet a lot of the verses seem to be attacks about maybe those who are worshiping falsely, or who are crass in their devotion, she's seen them leave their families behind while they seek nirvana, which I guess you could take that different ways. Like, you could take it as a sign of absolute dedication to the divine ideal or a spiritual following, but I think it's very easy to see it the other way around, that it's like warped priorities. You left your family who, you're supposed to be there for and you're a part of, because you believe something so fanatically and frantically. I think there was a reference to that, although I think she pronounced it a bit interestingly. But yes, that you marched away from your family and off to, become some ascetic or something, and, you sort of failed in your familial responsibilities. And I think there were suggestions of crass attitude toward things while, sort of presenting yourself as pious and so on. I think there was a reference to wearing sandals, but also what was it, something about drugs, turning in your drugs to something. So it sounds like she's critiquing people for being hypocritical or, again, crass or unethical in their approach. And maybe that's related to the line, how long have we been sleeping? How long have we failed to heed your words? But I wonder if there's an irony to the lines that more or less sound straight away devotional, and, when will you absolve me? That could be sarcastic, and the idea that, all your followers seem to do these things that are unethical and don't seem to be great people, and, maybe your wisdom is a bit, again, misleading, or, again, has an ironic quality to it. But on the surface, the way I took it is that it was devotional, but also scathing toward others that maybe she sees as failing to live up to, or failing to recognize that they need this absolution in the way that she wants. So yeah, I'm very curious about what I did here lyrically, and I do feel like there's an internal tension with some of the lines, but sonically, absolutely. There was that breakdown in the middle where it went into this almost Eastern sounding prayer. Say that 3 times fast. And I wondered if there was maybe an Indian or sort of a Hindu flavor to this. But yes, I in the moment, I don't know of a deity called Baba, or I can't recall any. But if it is that more literally, I would think maybe it is an Indian or Hindu tradition. Nevertheless, it does sound like this is dealing with belief, religious fervor, but also maybe, again, a hypocrisy with that, an irony with that. And I can't quite gauge the narrator's intentions with what she's saying. But yeah, very edgy tune sonically. There was distortion and a wicked sound in the guitar, and just the feeling overall was a bit intense and dissonant at times. So yeah, seemingly, again, sonically and lyrically doing some of the same things, even if I don't have a clear read on everything on a first listen. So a very compelling and intriguing tune. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.